Hello, bunny buddies. My name is PenMark, and welcome to another drawing session. It's the holiday season, which means I'm really busy with family, and I also got sick, so I missed a live stream, and I've got a lot of work to do. I'm kind of swamped, but in a good way. So, all that being considered, I still want to get videos out and show you guys what I'm up to, as much as I can. This picture is a big painting that I'm starting up for client known as Miracusa. You saw one of my videos recently, the SpeedPaint icon was for him, and this is the painting that I'm doing for him. I wanted to walk you through what I'm doing right now, so let's get into it. I realize my hair is kind of like a pompadour thing. Oh well. I started out with a sketch here because with a lot of my pictures, especially when it's a commission, I like to do a little pre-sketch first. It's usually really good. I ask them for as much as they can give me, along with, a description, but also examples, actual photos and pictures they find on Google, because I've gotten really used to having a hodgepodge of different pictures and then using that to kind of mix all the elements together into what I think they're asking for. So to me, if someone can look up like, hey, this is the exact shade of blue I want, then it really helps me go, oh, okay, I won't have to, do multiple tries with, color tests. So this was a sketch when he gave out the explanation and a couple photos. Then I was able to sketch out this, and as you saw just a second ago, which I'll lower the opacity, I then took that basically I took this sketch and then just started painting on top of it. It's not all one layer. That would make it even harder. I kept some layers here. As you can see that oops, I have some of the, I was going to say fox, but also I put some of the background on that same layer. That's the challenge with layers. Oh well, it's not that hard to change. And honestly, I'll probably just redo it. No, wait. I said I would, I know what to do with, if you're drawing on the wrong layer, I can show you right here. You can see there's some marks that aren't supposed to be there. I've shown this once before. Actually, you guys have probably seen me do it a lot by now. You select it. Medibang, the program I'm using, the Medibang has a really weird looking selection tool, but you select everything that you wanted, but it's on the wrong layer. Goodness, is that what? Oh, okay. I had 2 layers on. So I get all this, and I'm going to copy it, then paste it onto a new layer. So if I delete, this is the only thing that's been copied. Unselect that. So now this is what I want to keep, because it was supposed to be on this background. Yeah, there we go. You can see it. So I'm now going to merge that on there, so I get to keep those changes. And then when I turn on the other layer, I'm now going to erase all the stuff that wasn't supposed to be there, because this layer is just for the character. He's technically an orange fox, but I make him a darker color at first, because whenever I do paintings, I'm a big fan of starting with a dark color and then adding in the highlights and just the lighter shades. Whenever I say highlights, most of the time I'm not referring to dye in your hair. I'm talking about taking a lighter shade of that color because light is hitting it. So that's a highlight. For instance, right now, here's this fox and he's going to be orange. I put down a brown, and then I will go in with, a mixing brush or whatever, and start adding in the lighter shades. That's what I mean by highlights all the time. I'll be like, oh, I'm going to add some highlight here to show the light source. That's how I'll build a character. It's probably there's a million different ways you can approach painting. I know I tend to talk about painting a lot because that's what a lot of my commissions have become, which is fine. If you talked to me 4 years ago, 3 years ago, I wouldn't have guessed that I'd be doing painting as my main thing. Because even only 3 or 4 years ago, I'm guessing, there was really only line art and then different versions of coloring in that. So it would all be flat line art type stuff you see with my requests that I do in the live streams. It would be line art like that, and then I would color it, and that would be all I did. Just in general, that's how I drew, because it made sense. It felt like drawing on paper, which is what I've all through school, that's all I did. So I was used to paper. When I got a computer tablet thing, I was like, okay, now I'm going to start approaching it the same way. Do a sketch, then lower that opacity and draw line art over it, and then color underneath it. And I thought that's, that's just what I do. And I started realizing that you can basically do line art like you normally would, color inside the lines and make your colored character, then turn off the line art layer. And with those colors you've done, start putting in different darks and lights of that color, like I'm doing here with, I put in some light colors real quick to emphasize the face. And then if I want to emphasize underneath the chin, I then start putting in a dark color. All of this at a lower opacity so that I can blend it. And gradually you can start to create a 3D character. I've gotten used to my own little method to madness. That's why I seem to work really fast if, it looks that way. It's only because I have a method. I have a routine that I follow whenever I do this. So that's what's going on. But yeah, that's what I'm doing here. I was actually doing the background first because I want to get his approval for all the lighting I'm doing, all the colors I'm using, because later on, when I'm starting to add in lots of detail and clean up all of these objects and characters, even though there's only one, but you get me. I want to make sure that these are the right colors first before I go into a lot of detail. So I'm going to I just wanted to show you guys what I was doing right before I send this to him. I might do another episode of this just so that you can see how it transforms. I think I've done that once or twice before on this channel, and I think it's really fun. I mean, in my experience, I really like seeing other people as they work and how it transforms. Because, I've had those days, especially lately, where you're kind of sick or something and you need something to unwind to, and sometimes you're in the mood to just kind of binge random videos on YouTube, and I get myself in art mood sometimes. So watching a creator work on something and slowly see how it changes is really cool. I actually don't see that often enough. Maybe I just need to look harder. That would probably be the case. But I'm going to add a little bit of lighting here. Ooh, opacity, lower. There we go. I'm adding a little bit of shine on the marble tiles, or marble flooring. I know he said he didn't want it to be specifically like tiles. He wanted to look he wanted the pieces to be a little bigger on this floor. But basically, I'm adding in some kind of vague, but they suggest the marble shape, because as objects go farther away, they are blurry, they're less refined. So that other side of the pool, kind of far away from us, the viewer, is going to be harder to see. So that's why I'm getting away with blurrier lines, blurrier marks. Plus, I'm just kind of doing color test. So when it comes to painting, you want to set up stuff first. Even if you're going in kind of blind, I've done plenty of pictures where I was making stuff up as I go and wasn't planning anything, but it is still good to start with vague, just focus on the mood and the colors, put all that down, and don't worry about trying to get the right face shape and does that hand look right. Don't worry about that at all. Just worry about the pose. I mean, you can look when I zoom in. These are just blobs of color. So I really mean it when I'm saying that I'm keeping things loose when it comes to setting up a detailed painting. You can suggest a lot, the way I've layered these green blobs, little circle thingies. I'm still making my little marks in the direction that the leaves would go. Think about all those branches. So it's still getting me on the right track. And the cool way that painting kind of cheats is that when you zoom out, it actually looks like there's a plant over there that I've started painting. And so that's a good way to, when you're setting things up when painting, how to get progress done as you're still testing stuff out. So that's what I'm doing here. I wanted to make a little video for you guys to see what I'm doing. And I think I'll try doing a couple more of these. It helps me show you guys what I'm doing while making progress. It's so weird that Christmas is almost here. When I post this, I don't know if Christmas will have already passed, but we'll see, because I've got a lot of stuff I want to do, and I still want to keep my YouTube channel somewhat active. If you guys are okay with lots of progress videos like this, along with my live streams, then let me know, because I can do a mix of both. I like to kind of maintain a variety, so you guys get to sometimes see a live stream, sometimes see a live stream with friends, sometimes see these like SpeedPaint videos, and then drawing sessions such as these. So thank you all for watching this. Let me know what you think or what you're curious to see, because I like to still have a lot of art questions and art topics thrown in here as I draw these. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time, Bunny Buddies. See ya!